you are new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. Today we are going to watch episode 7 of anime Steins, so let's get it, let's go. I think you overdid it a bit with the lid. What do they even heat up? They only have bananas and instant ramen. To celebrate! That's cute. Hmm. Yeah, he was unhappy because everything was shaking. Oh, so that's his. Okay, so kinda he's not here, so we can safely use it without disrupting him. Um, what? It didn't work? Tuturu Mayushi. Oh, it did. Hmm. Peculiar. Okay, I think this is the first time we saw Mr. Brown's daughter. Also, I'm not sure. It was kind of cute when Moeka said to celebrate, and she took a photo actually of Ocarina, of Kelma. They all have so many names, I don't know what to call them. So it felt to me for a second maybe she's happy that she was kind of invited in a group. Maybe even though she's shy, she's happy to be a part of the group. So she wanted to celebrate that, because if she wants to celebrate the time machine and all of that, she would be taking photos of the microwave, even though she did took photos of IBM, but not of the microwave, I think. Well, maybe when I wasn't looking. At the same time, oh, it's sweet. Now we have three girls. That's so nice. And all three of them are really nice. I really like them. So, Suzuha, the intro focused on her in the end a little. She must know that they are doing these experiments and she must be interested in that, but she's not doing anything yet. So is she waiting for something, just laying low and keeping an eye on them? Maybe actually them messing with this time machine. Divergence, singularity. Then she would be mad at all of them if something happened because of them messing with the time machine, not only on Makise. To okay. I guess he liked it. I think we saw him with Dr. Pepper before in the previous episode. It's like a vegetable juice. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's so Suzuka can listen on them. What's a round table? She keeps writing. I think he's not a fan of that. He prefers talking. What exactly does he want to change? So, like sending someone an email to change their actions? Okay, what I was expecting. Why was I expecting something more interesting? That I mean, no, no, that an Uber cushion was a nice idea. Yes. He found a new nickname for her. How old is Koma? Well, he wasn't answering her. Ah, okay, she's still here. She's so sweet. So is she taking the IBN or not? I guess he did like the juice. A bit too much. He's a bit scared. Yeah, I think he's getting second thoughts. Yeah, that looks super cute. There is something inside. I'm surprised. Oh, she's taking photos of her, of everything. That's cute. I think she feels a bit happy. But how are you going to choose the ticket? Like you ask for specific number? I never bought lottery ticket. I thought you just get a random one. Mm. So she thought it's a moment that has to be remembered when they were having fun. Yes. So what if they do that and he receives this in the past and does buy the ticket? Everything will be changed in the now, or it will be a separate timeline and they might not even see that it would be in another timeline and they would stay in this timeline. You know, like in Soma, if you played it, I watched the full playthrough. So it creates kind of, well, this is a different situation than in Soma, but I think it also could create different you. So he could turn out to be this him that didn't get the lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Nothing has changed. Maybe he didn't buy it. Or maybe I was right. She counted. So it was affecting him in some way. But I don't see any changes around the lab. It's here. So it did change. They were. Hmm. The experiment was different? But he keeps remembering what happened in another timeline. Like in the first episode, here too, only he remembers. That's unexpected. So he didn't want it for himself, or he didn't want to buy it himself? So it did work, it just didn't. Oh, now they have Dr. Pepper. So little details are changing, even though it didn't work out because of that one number error. Why didn't he buy it himself though? Organization will know. Okay. Yes. Hmm. That's peculiar. Why? Is this? Hmm. The first time the message was also sent from his phone, and this time he sent the message from his phone too, right? Maybe that's why. Hmm. She is very serious about being brainwashed. She took it very seriously. I think she is from the future. Like in 2010, being brainwashed with chips is too futuristic. And she took this really seriously. That's not surprising. I would be scared too. Because in this timeline, hmm. But that is kind of a paradox. They did have to do this, so it happens. But since this timeline changed, they didn't do it. That is a paradox. He tried kind of writing to him, I think, at some point. I do remember this. So is he the one moving between the worlds? Like I sent it from another world. Yeah, I think that's the main mystery why he's the only one. Is it because he's doing it, he's using the phone, so he's traveling between different timelines or worlds, like or worlds, how he said. Standing, not even that close. She's like a child. Dang it. So are these okay? His same friends, or like they're alternatives from another timeline, but they're still the same people, of course. But still, or only the events around you change, and there are no like copies of you. Yeah, and he got so mad that she once used a different name that he didn't want her to use. Ah, so he's waiting for an answer. But he already wrote to John Titor before that. Poor Rukako. But did he want just Rukako to buy it or Rukako to win the money? Yeah, I don't think he's so altruistic. He probably just didn't want to buy it himself to kind of be to lay low. Man, I thought it was going to be something serious. I think he thought it too. That's why he's mad. Hmm. Oh, they're all here. He should try. It does help. Yeah, he's always happy when around Mayuri. I think his emotions change a bit. So he also doesn't understand why. In the first episode, he also remembered, but nobody else did. So he used a different method. It might be the reason. Well, he says it like it's his innate power in him. But I thought there should be some explanation. But maybe it is his trait. I don't have a better word, sorry. 2036, 26 years from now. That's what I assume. He is the chosen one. Is he calling him? Or maybe that's just Daro or something. Ah, it's a message. To meet you? Ah, to you to be Messiah. Okay. I guess that's the end of the episode. It is. Okay, so he said that dystopian future, and he was kind of in 2036. Now we have 2010. So my assumption was, first of all, that Suzuka is from the future, from the dystopian future, and I think everything we've seen so far supports that theory. About Moeka, I also thought that she might be either a time traveler or something like this. She didn't exhibit anything that make you really think, oh, she might be from the future, like it was with Suzuha, but she did exhibit some unnatural behavior. Well, not unnatural, that she wants to remember everything. She takes photos of everything, like I was here, it was happening to me. So maybe she is actually the victim of some change in timelines, and she did lose her memories, unlike Koma. So she wants to keep everything on her phone to kind of remember, but at the same time, if the timelines change, you go to another timeline, these photos, they won't be there because it will be a different timeline, so you won't have these photos in this one. So maybe I'm wrong here. But John Titor also said that changing the past with messages, nobody tried that before, so that was kind of a fresh idea for some reason. It's not a very complicated idea, but okay, nobody tried it before, so they tried other forms of just time travel. But this exact method could be the reason I thought that you send the message from your phone, so you keep the memories. But the way John Titor is talking, it's like, oh, you are the Messiah, you're the chosen one, you have this talent, just born with this talent of keeping these memories when you move to another timeline. And again, the question of, okay, we moved to another timeline, did the world around us just change? By the effects, by the visual effects, it does look like that. I just thought, again, I'm sorry, I talked about Soma a little in the video, but I didn't elaborate. So if you didn't play the game and you don't want to know the spoilers, then yeah, you should probably skip this part of the discussion. But I just watched the full playthrough of Soma because I do like horror, but I'm a little scared, and I really was interested in the plot. And there was this idea, it was another thing, it was not about time traveling, even though in some sense it is a bit of a time traveling in a way that a main hero, a main character, he was dying, and he was a part of experiment that if his consciousness could be placed into something else, so he could kind of live on, and he did die. But then many years later, I'm not sure how many, his consciousness has awoken in something else. I'm not sure he was even a human being. I think it was awoken in some mechanical being, though I don't really remember that well, but I think the game kind of implies that you are not in a real human body, you are in a mechanical body. That's why you can exist here, but the consciousness is human, and he feels like it is him. And for him, it creates an illusion because he then changes he puts his consciousness into another vessel, and a few times. I'm still trying not to spoil too much because the story is very interesting, but the point that I'm trying to get across is that we always followed the story of the consciousness that was transferred. So it created an illusion that it is always us who go forward, right? That there's only one character and he just leaps from one place to another, and his consciousness now is here and he's going to live on in this another vessel. So we always follow the success story. But what about the consciousness that was left behind? It was still here. He still went on to live and die when he was still human, while his consciousness awoken in another place. So in the very end also, it is being talked about that yes, now we see the unlucky one, the one who was left in this previous vessel. Yes, his consciousness, so it was like his consciousness wasn't moved, it was copied, right? And that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Are we moving actually from one timeline to another, or the world around us is changing, or are we creating many different timelines, so they are the copies of us, and we are following this consciousness, this success story? But in the case with Koma's friends, they don't have these memories of the world changing. For them it was always this timeline, but for Koma, for some reason, he remembers everything. Like for him it's not a copy but actually moving in this. Okay, I think I phrased it a bit confusing in the end, but overall from all this conversation, I think you should understand what I was trying to get across. So this, I think, is an interesting question that is not very clear, and it could be the key to why he has his memories. For example, if he was the only one staying himself, keeping his consciousness always in one vessel and moving between this timeline, but everything around him would be a copy from the parallel timeline. So it's still his friends, they are still real, but they are not the same. That would be sad. That would be kind of sad. Okay, I think that's the thing that was the most interesting to me, and that's probably all I wanted to say about this episode so far. So Suzuha also I mentioned already. Yeah, she came from the dystopian future, probably also to change it. Like John Titor said, I want to change the future to prevent this dystopia. And I think that's also Suzuha. That's what Suzuha wants to do. And in case of Maeka, it's still a bit unclear. Maybe it's a bit different with her. But okay, that would be it for today. Please share your thoughts without spoilers, of course, in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and see ya!